Hello, everybody. This is Bobby. Welcome back to Your Father's Story. Let's have a look at what questions shall be answered today. What's your most unforgettable school event, dance, game, etc., and what made it memorable? You may be shocked to find that there are actually a couple of candidates for that. I remember going to a school dance in high school. There are not many examples of that. I really didn't do a whole lot of that in high school. But there was a kid dancing like Michael Jackson. And at that time, I could dance pretty well like Michael Jackson. I worked on it a lot for a long time. I could even do the moonwalk. My girlfriend at the time tried to get me to follow up and do the same thing, which was completely stupid. I'm sorry. It was. It wouldn't have worked. I would have got booed off stage because I would have done as well as this kid. But, yeah, that was a thing. It was a homecoming dance or something like that. It was like the only homecoming thing I ever went to. Yeah, I never went to prom or anything like that. And me personally, I don't regret that, but, yeah, it is what it is. There was a school play in 6th grade. That's probably my most memorable, experience. It was a play where, a lot of kids played different travel agents from around the world. And there were spots for the Oriental travel agents. And I went for it. I raised my hand and I got picked immediately. Because I'm Asian. So, but it made sense. Why wouldn't I do that, you know? And I obviously like performing, so, that makes sense. They brought us kimonos to wear, me and this other girl. This very cool girl. Her name was Christina. So they brought us kimonos to wear, and I came up with a suggestion of folding our hands in the kimonos, right? And the teacher's like, "Oh, that's a great idea." And Christina was like, "Oh, thanks a lot," whatever. And then we got out on stage, and I completely forgot to fold my hands in the kimono. And the teacher's like, and right there in front of everybody, the entire audience, I'm like, yeah, that's a good memory. I enjoyed doing that play too. I think it was the last one I ever did. And that might be the same one where we did the song where I learned all the presidents of the United States in order. I think it might have been. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, there was a play or a concert, whatever. But this was a play where we sang songs, so yeah. So there was once a concert / play where we sang a song with the presidents of the United States in order. So I still know them to this day because I would study them. I would in my study halls, instead of actually doing homework or whatever, I'd have my social studies book, and I would, in the back of the book had all the presidents in order. So I would do that instead. That's how I passed the time. So. And, obviously, various times over the years, I would just sing the song in my head, especially when I was trying to recall a certain president, what order they came in, whatever. So, yeah, I think that's the extent of school activities, memorable school activities that I had. I can't think of any others. I know I was in a play in, like, kindergarten. I talked about that before. I have a picture of a girl, like, holding my hand. So I was, had a girlfriend in kindergarten. But I played one of the 3 Little Pigs. So I don't know if that was a shot at my weight or, whatever, but, It's fine. I was a chunky monkey, so there's nothing to complain about there. What rules or chores did your parents give you that you hated and swore you'd never give your children, including me? Well, this is going to be a really short list. It's going to be a short list because I was spoiled rotten. My mom basically did everything for me, as you guys pretty well know. I was spoiled because I was technically an only child, but also the youngest of 8 kids. You guys know how that works. I say you guys, I mean my kids. My kids know that story, so they know why that is. But I wasn't supposed to be born. I was a miracle child, so quote unquote. So I think my mom just overspoiled me with everything. And she and my dad just bought me everything I wanted, and I didn't have to do chores, and I didn't have any responsibilities, and yeah, it's a whole thing. It makes me kind of extra glad that I've grown up and that I have the work ethic that I have, but it's not perfect or anything, but it's definitely better than what it could have been. I mean, we really didn't shove chores down your guys' throats either. Not until you got older. There were little things here and there. Christian was always rather helpful with things. He didn't mind helping out when asked, taking out the garbage and things like that. Aiden didn't mind generally doing little things either. But yeah, I don't really... Even when I got older, I told this story before, but even when I got older and went out on my own and then ended up moving back in with my mom, I started doing my laundry, and my mom's like, you don't have to do that. I was doing dishes. Mom's like, you don't have to do that. Mom, I'm an adult now. Like, I can do this stuff. Like, it's fine. It's just, my mom didn't want to let go. It is what it is. I was her baby, and that was just the way it was. So, yeah, I really don't have a true answer to that question, except that that I was spoiled rotten and didn't really have chores. My mom would periodically come in and clean my entire room. And, yeah, basically do everything else. But I learned how to do everything else myself, so. For better or worse, that's the true answer to that question. How did you feel the first time you saw me after I was born? Astonished is a good word. At least for Christian it was. I don't know why, but I did not expect Christian to look like me the way he does. I thought for some reason he'd look more like his brother. And that was just shocking to me when I first saw him. It was like looking in a mirror. It was just so crazy. So yeah, that was definitely my first thought upon seeing Christian. Aiden was we more or less expected that. Because obviously Kate as a baby kind of looks like me too, so that's a little weird, but it is what it is anyways. So how I felt upon seeing Aiden was different than how I felt upon seeing Christian, but it was that general sense of happiness and joy and relief. Kate's pregnancy with Aiden was a tough one. We've talked about that before. Not so much the pregnancy, but the actual labor was tough on her. But yeah, Aiden's was interesting because like everybody was there for it, all of our parents were there, mine and Kate's, and I'm sure Uncle Mike was there too. And of course, I'd been awake for, I don't know what, 30 something hours. So I was like kind of half out of it anyways. I'm veering off topic of the question, but yeah, that was pretty much the general feeling upon seeing, both boys. Astonishment upon seeing Christian, and joy upon seeing Aiden. There was obviously joy with Christian too, but it was just initial shock that he looked so much like me. Well, with Christian, we had him. The only person there was my mom, and so it was a really kind of quiet, kind of, labor process, and just two completely different experiences, I guess. But yeah, I think the basic answer to that question is what I just said: astonishment and joy, but definitely joy for both. I guess I didn't understand how genetics worked at the time when Christian was born, I guess. So, but I do a lot more now. What should I do if I get homesick? Come home. Come home is the long and the short of answer to it. Obviously, I'm sure it goes without saying that you can always visit, and you can always call. We'll always, we'll take your calls as much as humanly possible. You know me, I'm gonna probably be working a lot, but I will absolutely take the time to call you back when I have a chance. Eventually, you'll be homesick for a little bit, and then eventually you'll have your own home, and that will be your home, and you won't be as homesick for this home anymore. But there'll always be memories. There always, you'll always have that feeling. And like I said, you can always come back. The door will always be open. So that definitely goes without saying to both of you. So I guess that's really I wish I had a better answer for that, but I mean, that's really all I can say about that. You can always talk to us. I'm sure talking will help a lot. Obviously, these days we have video chatting, so you can do that too. I'm an old man, so I'm still wrapping my head around that concept. So yeah. Don't ever be afraid to give us a call if you're feeling homesick. I don't suspect that either one of you will be, but if you are, you can always call. You can always visit. You can always whatever. There's always an open opportunity to contact us if you just need a little reminder of where home is, and then that you can always come back if you want to. So I guess that's the best answer I can give to that. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Your Father's Story. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate the support for this show, as it has become a part of the regular weekly rotation. It seems to be picking up steam a little bit, and I really appreciate it. It's a more in-depth look at me, and something I do for my boys to learn a little bit more about me and that kind of thing. So I apologize. I'm very tired. I'm recording this the same day I did the Bloodborne recording, and last night I did the live stream for Firewatch that went on forever. For absolute ever, and I am so tired. But I had to get this done today, so do not take this as a lack of enthusiasm for the episode or anything like that. I'm just tired. But yes, I love and appreciate you guys, and your support means a lot to me, and I'm going to keep rewarding that with as much content as I can possibly push out. So I appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and all that stuff. You can go to robertblanchardbooks.com and check out the award-winning Roar of a Dragon series. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, and my Twitter, all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Bloodborne No Blood Vial run. This past Monday, after vanquishing the Cleric Beast, I am now exploring more of Old Yarnum and making my way toward Father Gascoigne. So, and it's been a treacherous path so far. I think this is going to be a very difficult playthrough. So, that is up on the channel for you to check out. Back in the archives, I have a whole host of Soulsborne challenge playthroughs, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Sekiro, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So check that out if you're interested. Soulsborne Battle to the Death, Bobby's World Hunger Games. There's all kinds of things, all kinds of content for you to indulge in if you so choose. The podcast I was going to talk about, it has been rebranded, well, more or less rebranded. It was just about my writing before, and now it incorporates all of my YouTube stuff and all of my creative ventures in it. So a new episode went up this past Friday, and there will now be new episodes up every Friday from here on out. And when a new episode comes up on Friday, the previous episode will go up on the YouTube channel. So we're putting that into the rotation and getting things going with that. So yeah, I appreciate your support on that. The podcast was still going pretty strong. Even though I hadn't done an episode in about a year, I had like 450 downloads. So that's completely insane. And I appreciate you guys for that. So thank you so much. I love and just appreciate so much the support you guys have given me, and the growth in the channel has been amazing, and it's still going. And I don't know what to say to that other than I love you guys. So thank you so much. So I'm going to remember that this actual, Your Father's Story has a different outro than all my other stuff. So I'm going to scoot my chair over this way, and it's actually less noisy than it was before. And I have not prepared what videos I'm going to have over here. So I am going to say that this video up here is going to be last week's episode of Your Father's Story. And this video down here is going to be one chosen by YouTube for your viewing pleasure. It's going to be whatever YouTube feels would be the best video from my channel for you to watch. So hopefully YouTube picks something good. If not, don't come at me with it, because I really don't want to have to go to the lawyers and fight YouTube on this. It's just not going to be fun. So so yeah, we'll just do the best with that we can. And thank you guys so much. I hope everyone has an amazing week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it.